First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and sing glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Karkadash. Shalom to the elders of Great Millstone from Christian Word, truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, Christian Word, truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to the Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I wanted to bring out. This is recently from RT.com, Matthews 28. Salakia. This is May the 28th, 2023, from RT.com. And it reads, Moscow warns West against playing with fire. It says the deliveries of the F-16 jets to Kyiv will be unacceptable escalation, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov stated. It says the U.S. and its allies are playing with fire by doubling down on their support for Kyiv, amending the conflict with Moscow, including by planning to provide Ukraine with F-16 fighter jets. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has said. It says, of course, it's unacceptable in the escalation, Lavrov said regarding the potential deliveries of Russian-made warplanes to Kyiv in an interview with Russia One TV on Sunday. I think they are reasonable people in the West who understand this, but everything is being detached by Washington, London, and their satellites inside the EU. It says, according to the minister, it's Poland and its ballistic states, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. They are executing on the ground. The aim is set by the U.S. to weakening Russia deliver its strategic defeat. It says some in the West are already discussing decolonization of Russia. It says, meaning that this member of our country, Lavrov said, warning that this is playing with fire. There cannot be no doubt about it. It says, I hope reasonable people will step away from the unconditional support from the you-know-what regime that the West itself created, he added. It says the foreign minister suggested that the words of the chairman of the U.S. Joint Chief of Staff, General Mark Milley, who acknowledged earlier this week that in near terms, Ukraine will not be able to recapture the territories lost to Russia, were a step further to understand the reality on the ground. It says Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky has been pressing his Western backers for the F-16 warplanes for months, arguing that they are crucial for defending. And I believe I did a sit-down lesson as well too about what the recent Germany have gave Ukraine at military aid assistance. I believe it's over 30 plus million, if I'm not mistaken, as of recently. Now they're asking for the Taurus missile warplanes, I believe as well too. Plus these assistance plus from the assistance of Ukraine getting from the West and the United States and the NATO allies as well too, and other allies that's with Ukraine. It says Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky has been pressuring his Western backers for F-16 warplanes for months, arguing they are crucial for defeating Ukrainian airspace, amending Russia's missile campaign targeting military facilities, energies, and infrastructures. It says at the G20 summit last week, U.S. President Joe Biden said that Washington could support efforts by the UK and Netherlands and the other European countries to train Ukraine pilots to fly the F-16, while House National Security that the U.S. will work with our allies to determine when planes will be delivered and who will be delivering them and how many. And it says several outlets report that the jets will not be provided by the U.S., but that the Biden administration will instead allow its allies to transfer their F-16s to Kyiv. Moscow has repeatedly warned that the deliveries of more sophisticated weapons to Ukraine by the U.S. and its allies could cross its red lines, leading to a major spike in hostilities. It says Russia has said that the provision of Army's intelligence sharing and training to Kyiv's troops makes Western nations de facto parties to the conflict. This is This is from Bible Gate. This is from BibleGateway.com, and it reads KJV through the Holy Scriptures. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. That's a sign of wars and rumors of wars right there. That he made that statement that the United States and the Western countries that are supporting and assisting Ukraine with this military aid assistance now so more than ever. And Shagrid Lakoff, he made that statement saying that, the West is playing with fire, So, hey, that's an increasing sign of escalation. It's going to stir up once again. So that's a prime example of wars and rumors of wars right there, As I just got through reading that news article, that's a sign of increasing wars and rumors of wars, of more escalating tensions between Russia and its allies versus, the Western countries and Ukraine and the United States, which they are allies together, assisting Ukraine in the Russia-Ukraine war, So that's increasing wars and rumors of wars right there. So, I just want to add a note to that, but I'm going to read it again. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet, right? Because it's going to continue to increase. And that's why it's not going to be over just yet. So it's going to continue to increase, of these signs of increasing of wars and rumors of wars between the different nations and different kingdoms. As we continue to see, in the latter days. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, and verse 8.
Route 71, 71st South Shore to 112, and Torrance.
Bless.
East End.
And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places. It says that famines and trouble, these are human sorrows. Right, so this is an increasing prime example of a nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And I'll bring this up once again. As it says, Moscow warns West against playing with fire. So, hey, this is a prime example of nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and wars and rumors of wars. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying. I would like to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Karkadash.